I think you're all wrong. Because the best Marvel... Oh my god, come on, Warren, get shit together. The best King Arthur is by far Sword in the Stone, Disney's animation version.
Never saw it.
Whoa! Man, I hate your guts.
Oh man, that's brutal.
Easily hate your guts. You didn't see my live reaction there, but I almost slapped myself. Alright, be right.
Alright.
Get the wine. Get the wine.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm looking through the Wikipedia. There was definitely like a PBS one from the mid-90s that I absolutely loved.
The PBS King Arthur. Was it like supposed to be like a historical sort of approach, or like a documentary, or was it like an actual like show?
I think it was like a... Yeah, apparently I'm being completely bullshit. I thought it was like a show, like a dramatization, you know, not like... Yeah, I don't know. What? I didn't know Army of Darkness was based on a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court.
Really?
Yeah, that's funny.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did I get it? It's still pretty tiny. Ooh. I'm doing some research right now for something I'm going to bring up later on during the actual pod.
You couldn't finish the word? You just say pod?
Well, that's like the way cool people say podcast.
Oh, really? I'm gonna drink my Y here, so don't worry about me. I'm gonna drink my
First
Y.
of all, wine is already one syllable. God damn it!
I'm gonna drink my Y up in my C, so don't worry about me. Don't worry about him.
Don't wear C. J all over your B's. Oh man!
All right, I'm about to close my door, get my notes, and let's do this. Blue, do you want to do a kickball league?
Yeah.
Alright.
Just you two?
No, there's gonna be other people. I mean, Moreno, if you were closer, you'd be down.
Oh man, if I had a car, I'd drive 3 hours a weekend just to play a little bit of kickball.
Just to play kickball, that'd be awesome.
Oh man. I still deeply miss, and Warren, I don't think you were ever a part of this. Mike, I know you were at least a few times, but the Sunday after work basketball games that we would play at Cambridgeside.
Loved them.
I did a couple times. I just don't think you were there. I did a couple times, like maybe after you left.
Oh, okay, maybe. Yeah, that was I still miss being able to just count on that every Sunday. Because I also worked every Sunday, so it was something I never had to guess whether or not I'd be able to be there.
Yep. Yeah, we just walked over afterwards. It was great.
I mean, yeah. I still work in that area, so I'm probably just going to end up doing that more and more. Just playing, shooting by myself and stuff. But not on Sundays, but any day I want. All right. Wine ready? Drinks ready? Notes ready?
Drinks ready. Notes sort of ready.
Notes are as good. Yeah, they're as good as they're going to get.
All right, what's our topic? Well, I saw the notes. I was like, I'm just going to mooch off of them. I'm not going to write all that stuff. What's our conversation opener? I like the conversations that talk about... You know what really bothers me about movie theater etiquette?
We did that one yesterday, though.
Yeah, I know, but we did one of the movie theater etiquettes, and there's... probably a million of them. We can change it up.
Okay.
But
all right.
There's a lot of movie theater etiquette things to do.
Okay, so mine yesterday was my big pet peeve when it comes to movie theater etiquette was people talking at a very noticeable level.
Yeah.
What's yours then, Warren? What's your biggest pet peeve?
Oh man, there's so many. What? Okay, I guess what is your sort of impression on putting feet on the back of chairs?
Ooh, I am totally down to do it as long as there is at least one empty seat on either side of my feet and no one in front of me.
Yes, right? Don't fucking kick my chair though. This is a damn airplane. On so that maybe like besides talking, that is like the second one. Because if I feel my chair move, not like an accidental kick, that's okay. But if I feel my entire chair move as if somebody's mic blew it for the last time, mute your fucking self. God damn it.
Why? What does it sound like?
You sound awful. We hear everything. You did that. You did that shit last time when you did that yesterday. Brian was trying to talk of a point, and all we hear is clank, 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 clank.
Well, I'm just underscoring how rude it is to be disruptive during media.
The funny thing about it is that I can't really see you actually handling any cans, so it just sounds like you're walking through your apartment and the floor is littered with empty cans and bottles.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You're not quite wrong there.
Yeah. So I mean, we don't have to talk about pet peeves all the time, but there's a bunch that's gonna come up. I'm sure, just because people like also like fucking having your damn phone in a movie theater.
Yeah, just put that crap on silent. Like, there's just no one that's that important out there that has to be on the damn phone the entire. And I feel like I'm like my parents. And technically, I've been using a smartphone pretty much for since they've started coming out. So it's not like I'm a late adopter to this. But my God. Just put your damn phone down.
I mean, we talked about it yesterday. It's 2 hours. Put your phone away. I actively go in, put my watch on silent and the mode that now on the Apple Watch you have a theater mode for a reason to fucking put it on when you watch a movie. That's why they don't want your watch to light up. Put your phone in your pocket. Put your phone in your purse. Just put it away. If you're texting in a movie, just leave, text, and come back. But.
Yeah, also, like, it's one thing to be texting and to be, like, being distracting that way, but I don't understand people who have their phone sound on in general.
Wow.
Like, the only time my phone is not on vibrate is if I'm by myself and there's no one around me and I'm, like, locked in my room. Otherwise, if I step foot into the real world, because I'm a decent human being, that shit is on vibrate immediately and stays that way. Who needs to hear their phone ring at any given time? Especially... the people who always have their phones ringing are old people who have shit like crickets chirping or like some like weird ass random ringtone that you have to scroll to find.
They have the default, or they have the default knowing that what the fuck is a ringtone. I'm like,
the marimba.
Are you serious? Like, come on, man, come on.
Can we have marimba be the opening music for Down in Front moving forward?
Oh, we'll get sued. So
I bet I could do a marimba version of this theme song.
Oh my god. That would be so fun. Oh my gosh.
That would be wicked funny.
Please.
I bet I could whip that up in like 20 minutes.
Do it.
Special edition.
Marimba Mike. Maybe Mocha and Marimba.
There we go.
I mean, this is also pertinent. I had to literally go through my Reddit and hide so many stories about Game of Thrones or set photos of the new Star Wars. So many posts that I had to keep hiding of it. It's so sad. No spoilers.
That one picture was really amazing.
I feel weird about the whole situation with Game of Thrones now because I've been reading the books for so long. Not as long as others. I started reading in 2011. And at this point, when I sit down to watch the show, I'm watching spoilers. We're past where the book is in terms of what George R. R. Martin has written. So even though I'm pretty similar to you, Warren, in which I try to avoid all content for any media that I know I'm going to be interested in, it's sort of one of those things where, well, when I do get to watch it anyway, it's still going to be spoilers because it's telling me like plot points that maybe they're not exactly how the book is going to be, but they are more like the overarching ideas are. So I don't know. It's a frustrating first world problem to have.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point too because I wonder if he's going to do another switch up on us though, and then completely makes the books different. And if he does, then I'm pretty sure showrunners are going to probably get pretty upset because that's something that could have been actually shown on the actual screen, and that was not, or probably won't be able to. So
no, I've heard the early reports it's going to deviate away because there's like characters that haven't been introduced, and that the showrunners are like, yeah, we're not going to talk about them, and they're like pretty important book characters. And I think that there's only I think George R. R. Martin said you have to do X, X, and X in the long run. And then besides that, you're just carte blanche.
Yeah, George gave them really specific points for like the main notes that they have to hit in order for the ending to make sense. But the show, even while I was running through the canon material that existed, had really early on started to deviate and make itself a unique version of its story. So like I said, not everything is going to be exactly like the books, but chances are the end points are going to be. So I don't know.
I heard Book Hodor gets his name a different way.
What?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I heard that like he's written that scene already, and then it goes completely different in the books. It's kind of cool, like where it's like, all right, sweet, that didn't.
But
get
that's
spoiled.
such a powerful way to get your name. Now I wonder if that's like, I really wonder if the Hodor was. I wonder if like the book version is going to be more impactful.
Yeah, well, I mean, the other thing you have to consider is that there are two different mediums, and having a medium that doesn't portray like set and movement as well as like character depth, then you have to put a bunch of pretty moving things in a TV show, whereas a book you can really go into like more behind the scenes, like what they're thinking and feeling. And so you might see the differences manifest in that way.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm going to be there for it regardless. I don't think I'm going to avoid trailers just because at this point in the show, the entire point of where we are in the show is just awesome shit happening that we've been waiting forever to see. That's very, very action oriented. So like, screw it if I get to watch 30 seconds of it in the trailer, because the Bastard Bowl was an entire hour of just incredible shit nonstop. So fuck 30 seconds out of a trailer. I'll watch it and then still have things to blow me away when the time comes.
They have to be holding back some stuff, so it's not like they're going to reveal all in one trailer. The other thing is that, like, to your point, I think we all know how it ends. Like, right now, I could probably tell you the 3 or 4 remaining plot points that happen with 90% certainty.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
You definitely can't overextend your drinking. Like, that's... You got to stick to what you know best.
Y'all can't see at home, but I'm pointing a delicately tanned finger at Mike right now for you can see that no word.
And with that other magical voice, yikes. And I was really excited to kind of kick off this entire conversation before we actually kind of transition into our wins, and really kind of start talking about, there's been a lot of movies of King Arthur. A lot of adaptations, a lot of different things, and I found an article that was written about 4 days ago, and I was just browsing. I didn't really kind of find any particular article that's better than the others, so if you do have any articles, feel free to kind of tweet us, email them to this. We'll plug all of our location or in our information kind of later on in the episode. But it tells me the top 10 best King Arthur movies ever made. So I'm going to be interested to see, A, how many that I've even seen, because I'm not sure if I saw a lot of them, but B, I'm kind of bouncing off YouTube mics of what you guys thought about, this particular kind of list. So before I read these off, to get to the top 10. So this is going to be an article that I said was on Cheat Sheet, and I'm going to start by number 10 and going all the way up. So I'm just going to read them through, and then we'll just talk about what movies we've seen, what movies stand out, and then if we need to marinate a couple things, we can. But, starting with number 10, you have the King Arthur 2004 version, the Antoine Fuqua. Sorry. I think that was the one that, Blue, you were talking about, right? Or was that you, Marina? That's the one with Keira Knightley in it.
I don't think either of us.
Didn't you say Keira Knightley, 2004? What are you guys doing?
No, I thought something from the mid '90s. Truthfully, it might have been Merlin.
Oh yeah, I said Helena Bonham Carter in '98, so definitely not thinking about Keira Knightley.
Well, I thought one of you did, but guess not. But she has a badass photo on this article, and I'll go ahead and link this article to the show notes just so you can see some of the photos here. You got number 9. You have First Night with Sean Connery and Julia Ormond. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah, I think I saw that back in the day.
Okay. I think
maybe.
I know for sure I have not seen this, so I know that. But some of these are more closely tied. Other ones are more loosely based.
I do remember the Antoine Fuqua one. That was with Clive Owen.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that was another movie that wasn't great, but it was swords and bows and arrows, and I was all about it.
I need to go back and watch it probably because it looks. I mean, it's number 10 on the list out of I think it was over like 25 or 30 adaptations that I saw. So it was actually pretty funny. Number 8, I have Parsifal. It's a 1982 version. It's based on an opera by Richard Wagner, which is kind of funny. We talked about that recently on an episode. And this one here, I don't think it was too big here, but I know that it was like the film. It was like just talked about, like they got a lot of praise for the actual film itself. But Parsifal, 1982. I'm pretty sure none of us have seen that movie.
No.
Yep. So I think this is the one. No, still not. So this is 1981 version called Excalibur. No.
That sounds... Wait, 1981?
Yep.
Huh.
That sounds like something I would have seen on, like, a weekday in the mid-90s. Unless it was, like, a hard R movie. That sounds like something I'd watch.
Well, this
definitely would have been something on, like, Turner Classic Movies or...
Well, these 3 names, I'm pretty sure you're going to be like, how did I not see this movie? Because you got Liam Neeson, Helen Mirren, and Patrick Stewart in this movie.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And Patrick Stewart still looks the same age. It's very strange.
Yeah. Well, Patrick Stewart was born looking exactly as he does today.
Yeah. Just like Morgan Freeman. That's right. Number 6, we got Percival Lagos. It's 1978 French version of it. Pretty sure nobody says that, but the actual title of it is, Percival in the Story of the Grail. So just kind of just keep that in mind too. Number 5, I'm surprised this was so low, and also kind of surprised that none of us actually said it, but another adaptation of King Arthur was Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
I was wondering if it was going to show up on this list, and I too am surprised that it's at number 5.
It's great. I'm honestly surprised that it made the list, though, considering, like, it's so ridiculous. Fun fact about this movie, that I watched this movie for the first time on the first time I ever stayed awake all night. First time, it was like 5th grade. It was the greatest time. We watched Monty Python. We played Mario Kart, and then I fell asleep at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then went tubing for the rest of my afternoon. Wasn't being a kid great. That was like a day. It was like, oh, cool. Hardest thing I had to do was go tubing.
You blossomed early. I feel like the first time I stayed up all night was in like 7th grade.
What? First time I stayed up all night, and my mom still hates me for it. I was in 2nd grade, and we had this.
It was mostly for the midnight snacks.
Oh, of course.
Like, truthfully, we were like, well, if we start staying awake, then we could just eat every 2 hours, And
do you guys remember Sega Channel?
No, I was too poor for cable growing up.
Oh, it wasn't quite cable. It was like this channel that you actually select to. It was like an input that they also kind of used, and there was only like certain trial games. And I stayed up until like 11:30, and I think in 2nd grade, which was unheard of. I was so tired I fell asleep in class, and my teacher poured water on me, and I still didn't wake up. So they called my mom thinking something was wrong with me, and I was just sleeping. So, and my sleeping was continued. So there you go. Anywho, getting back to the list, we have number 4, Lancelot of the Lake. It's a 1974 French version. Focuses on many tales of the Arthurian legend. Love triangle between Arthur, Lancelot, and Guinevere. That was like a big focus on that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Directed by Robert Bresson. Yeah. I'm sure none of us have seen that movie either. I'm surprised that this article came out only 4 days ago, and they're really reaching back all the way before the 1980s, 1990s movies of things that's still top 10. So that was interesting.
Yeah, that also goes to show you just how like inundated we are with these type of movies, that you can go back multiple decades and still find King Arthur movies.
Oh yeah. You got number 3, 1967 version of Camelot. Is another King Arthur movie. Where Richard Harris plays plays in this actual movie, and by Warner Brothers. And Richard Harris actually passed away. He was the first Albus Dumbledore, if you don't remember that. So.
And the best Albus Dumbledore.
Well, we not yet. Don't hold your horses.
What?
No, I'm saying he was the best of the two Dumbledores that played him during the movies.
Well, there's a third one coming, so
yeah,
there you go.
And someone big got cast for him too.
Yeah,
it's like Tom Cruise.
No, my God.
Tom Cruise is the last wizard on Earth.
He's the last samurai. He's the last agent.
That's a Paul Mooney joke right there.
Oh man.
Oh no, never mind. Sorry, that's Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks.
Yeah, and definitely wasn't the word wizard. That's for sure.
What? No, I'm pretty sure it was.
Mike, you're batting. You're batting right now.
I'm batting 0-2 right now.
just offending everybody. Number 2 version of one of the best King Arthur stories is The Sword and the Stone, 1963. So I think it's the best one. They didn't think it's the best one, but I don't really care. But I think we've all, except for Moreno, have seen this movie, which I'm super surprised of. It's practically free, so you may as well see it. I think it may be like 70 or 80 minutes of a movie. But it's very interesting. If you see this movie, and then you look at... I think it's very funny if you see this movie, you see the Merlin character, and then you fast forward to watching the Aladdin, and you see the Genie character. They are very similar, and it's very scary how similar they are. Yeah.
It's just hard to get me to sit down and watch like the older Disney movies, like the ones that came out like way back in the day. But who knows? Maybe I'll take a trip over to Boston and you can force me to watch it Clockwork Orange style.
Oh, for sure. I've never seen that movie, but I'm just kidding. I have to see that movie. Anyways, okay. And then the last but not least, the number 1 movie of the best King Arthur's Tale is Knights of the Round Table, 1953 version of it. Richard Thorpe directed it, and it really kind of talks about like the discovery of Excalibur, the love triangle between Guinevere and Lancelot, and I feel like a lot of people really like this version a lot because the majority of the articles I did find really did focus on that version more than others. So didn't see it again. Hopefully we can just watch all these, or at least watch kind of snippets of them all. But those are that was the top 10. And like you said, it was very obvious. It's very weird because I know that there was a lot more that came out besides one that they listed in 2004, in the 2000s. But you know what you got. And there's also like side TV episodes and stuff like that. But so thanks, Moreno. I'm excited about your actual wins. Mike, Blue, what you got?
Oh, what's happening? Do you want to squeeze this? I didn't realize that I was on mute, and I was like, "How do I unmute it?"
I'll set it up again. Hold on.
This entire episode is going to be a lesson in cutting and splicing for you. Like, you're going to get to like work those muscles.
Yikes.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I was literally not even drinking. I was like, oh, fuck. He's already bringing up things to spoil the movie.
Yeah, well, you told me what my wins were.
Yeah, I know. I forgot. I literally forgot.
My last text is, it's the best when we are like a couple drinks in, when everyone's just like, we're just enough to like mess up a whole bunch, but not enough to like miss the fact that we messed up. Like the Civil War podcast. We just completely, we were so drunk that we didn't realize we were messing up all over. Hang on 1 second before you reach your spin. I'm going to grab another beer. Speaking of that.
Oh my gosh. You're the worst.
I would love to do a podcast one day where every single person participating is trashed when we start and just see what happens. Like, make an event of it, play some drinking games. Like, we don't have to be together.
I mean, I'm down. The only thing is that I know we've had to throw away 3 episodes.
Wow.
or we had to re-record an episode because we got too drunk and we just Mike was going through was like we can't use this. Blue, I'm dropping a marker right now. I want to see if I can try and find it. I believe it was around 1561 was the first marker should be, but whatever.
You're just gonna see a big blank spot where I just forgot to click unmute.
Well, I was sitting here. I was like, am I not? Did he not hear me? He heard me.
Oh no, I was on a different page and I was like, "Where's the unmute button?" All right, cool.
I guess I can't move markers, so that's weird. But whatever. Anyways, all right. So I'm gonna pour my wine, and then what we're gonna do is that I'm gonna introduce Blew It as your wins. So I'm gonna say thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mocha, and then Blew It. What you got?
I'm trying not to mess it up again.
No, I just said I was pouring my wine. I just poured my wine. That was it.
You were just telling us what you were going to say?
Yeah.
No. I was still ready for him to be like, Blue, what you got? And be like,
Side note before I have Mocha go, I'm a stat checking kind of person tonight. So as a domestic total, as of what they made, it's not even $30 million as of right now in the production.
No way. No way.
Yeah.
Total tank.
Domestic. It's domestic, right?
Still.
Yeah.
Yeah. They made approximately half of their budget back.
Oh, that is embarrassing.
Not even. So their production budget was $175 million.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, but worldwide their box office is at $95 million.
Yeah.
That's still really bad.
Yeah. So
even better than Kubo.
Breaking even is bad in Hollywood.
I mean, that's a good point. It is better than Kubo, which is a very...
Although Kubo cost $50 million to make, and I think they made $60 million.
But here's my thing is because this movie is getting more and more buzz. It just recently came out. It came out besides Alien, and I think the next...
And Guardians.
Well, that's after Guardians.
It came in between. King Arthur came out last week. Yeah. Aliens came out this past weekend.
So,
and if you're going to spend money on a ticket, it's going to be 2 out of 3. You're going to go see Alien. You're going to go see Guardians.
Yeah. I mean, what I'm saying is that this movie is definitely going to get over $100 million total, which probably could also get him a sequel because I'm interested, right? And I'm going to look this up in a second. But Guy Ritchie films. How much did Snatch bring in? We didn't get a sequel, but just how much did it bring in? How much did both of the Sherlock Holmes bring in? And then how much, I'm going to be looking at other stuff, did Man from U.N.C.L.E. Because these are movies, like Guy Ritchie movies may only pull in 85, 90, and it's still a success for his actual sort of films. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, but I'll bet money right now that Snatch didn't cost more than $100 million to make. I bet that's the case as well for like Lock, Stock. I can't say the same for Sherlock Holmes, but Sherlock Holmes did well in theaters in the box office.
Yeah, fair.
The only thing with that, so 2 things. One, apparently he's directing Aladdin coming up, so that's going to take a lot of, and that's 2 years from now. So that's like when King Arthur 2 would be coming out. He's going to be doing Aladdin. And the other thing, just speaking of the director, he, besides Sherlock Holmes, has not done a sequel, which doesn't look great for King Arthur if he's a one-and-done director. Tell a story that needs to be told, move on to the next project.
Definitely can see that. Side note, guys, looking at Guy Ritchie's films, kind of circling back from that, this is the most, at least from the 4 that we've talked about, this is the most expensive film he has gotten out. His other film was maybe $90 million. And that was Game of Shadows. Sorry, his other film was $125 million, my bad, and that was Game of Shadows, in which case they got barely their money back from that. I think like maybe $30 million more than that. But everything else has been under $100 million to make, and that has like either achieved or gone over $100 million. Snatch, though, was very odd. Was only $6 million pounds at least to make, and that got back I think about maybe $80 million. So it's super small.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and this ties into my whole notion of not wanting to see Guy Ritchie do an original fantasy warfare film. Guy Ritchie is good because he does extremely insular, character-driven films. Where it's the characters themselves, not the action going around him, that makes the film. Even with Sherlock Holmes, which was definitely a bit more action-oriented and had more CG implementations than his previous films, it was still really driven by the fact that, by Robert Downey Jr.'s performance and the rest of the characters' performances. This film, considering that it's the furthest outside of his typical sort of area of expertise, in that it focused way more on over-the-top action and CG effects. Like, give me those characters. Give me a story instead that focuses on like original characters that are interesting. He's shown us that he can do that. He's shown us that he can make really intense original characters, and I would have liked to see that with this same budget. And all those things aside.
So that was something very interesting to kind of, I was going to actually think about is to see what I have. And damn it, Mike, why did I see that? I was hoping, damn you, Mario, damn you.
Yo, Warren, you missed it. Sean Bean was Arthur's mother.
Oh.
Just died immediately, right at the start of the film.
Yeah.
Done. Hang on, I'm going to take this back. Dude, you missed it. Sean Bean was Modred. Died immediately at the beginning of the film. Never saw him again.
Oh man, it was funny.
Also, Charlie Hunnam has a stupid dumb face. Oh my god,
it's the dumbest angry face. Guys, if you're listening to this pod, check our Twitter because I'm going to post this up there. It is the dumbest angry face ever. You'll never unsee it again. You'll notice it in every film of his.
Stop trying to get Spot.
It's like he's slowly farting. Yeah. Just like.
No, that's not good. Okay, so I talked about my criticisms. That was kind of tough.
Who else was in Game of Thrones besides Littlefinger? I didn't catch that one.
I think there was two other ones. The guy that plays, first of all, David Beckham was in this movie. Thought that was hilarious. Did you catch that?
Was he really?
Yeah, I was going to say I didn't catch that.
You didn't catch Beckham? Yeah. He was the guy who was talking to King Arthur, like Charlie Hunnam's character, to pick up the sword. That was David Beckham.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay. I saw that immediately. I was like, that's hilarious. I didn't know that.
He was the first one to say use both hands.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, the other one was Ramsay Bolton's father.
Really?
Yeah, he's in this movie.
No way. That guy is...
Ramsay Bolton's father is in this movie. And he plays a very similar role in this movie as he does in Game of Thrones. Yep. And then I thought the other one was the guy who they shot Littlefinger in this in Game of Thrones shot an arrow through his chest. I thought that was the third character that was there. Maybe I'm even wrong for that one though.
So it looks like Ramsay Bolton's or Roose Bolton was in this film.
Yeah.
The actor's name is Michael McElhatton, and his character's name was Jack's Eye. I don't recall him, but he definitely was in this film.
Well, that's who they had the story time with earlier in the scene. Like, it literally, you see two Game of Thrones characters from one to the next. When King Arthur or Charlie Hunnam's character rats out Littlefinger, it's because ratting out to him.
That's right.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, that's weird.
It was too blinding for me, so I was like, oh, Roose Bolton, what are you doing in this movie? Who are you going to play? Who knows?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, when you take those characters out of a show like Game of Thrones, where they're doing an amazing job with these characters, and then put them in a film where they're just secondary characters that are pretty much doing the same thing, it's like it makes that character more boring as a result.
It's kind of sad, but what do you got? The other weird thing, not quite of a criticism, but I'm interested. Did you guys pick up on the subtle weirdness why? Even after the fact that he found King Arthur, why Jude Law's character was still collecting boys and why the Vikings wanted to collect the boys. Did you guys pick up on that weirdness at all?
I mean, it was the Middle Ages. You do what you want to do with boys.
Yeah,
they're just roaming all over the place in the fields, tearing up your crops.
That's high Catholicism right there.
That was probably the most historically accurate part of it.
Yeah, that was off color. I was raised Catholic. I promise I was not traded to any Vikings as a child.
So, Mike, you have successfully basically angered everybody on this podcast.
Oh yeah, I'm hitting everyone like Chris Brown to women. There we go. Got the last demographic.
Yeah. It's Ray Rice.
Chris Brown supporters and women.
Well, there's no videos about Chris Brown, but there's tons of Ray Rice, so there you go.
Yeah, that's fair.
And remember, audience, if you pull Jesse's magic sword, make sure you use both hands.
It's definitely a two-handed piece of equipment.
There's some girth.
Good night. It's so good. It's just so good.
Oh, man. Oh.
The funny thing is that Jesse will never listen to these podcasts.
That's the best part. It's just for us.
Oh, my God.
We should just, like, I know you were talking last night, about compiling them all into, like, a book one day. We should just do that and give it to Jesse as, like, a birthday gift one time. Just all the different email addresses we've made for him, or you've made for him over the years.
No, you had last night's, dude. So this is a group. This is a group project now. Yeah. I mean, what? We have a full year. He's in. Was he May 2nd?
His birthday?
Yeah.
We should just ask Brylan.
Yeah. I think he's May 2nd. Yeah. So we have a full year. That's like 50 podcasts worth of email.
We just need to actually start tweeting these out because I never remember which ones you said.
No. I mean, that's the rough part. Is that, I got to go back and like listen to all the old ones to figure out and start writing down.
Yeah, we should start like write down the ones that we know of right now, and then at some point we'll look back in time.
I'm stopping the recording.
We should register them. That's what we really should.